Audio Jungle.
Soon, Song Longji told me that he had found it and took me to the place where K Zide lived. Mr. K lived in a simple rental house. The police opened the door in a few seconds. The whole room was in a mess and smelled bad. There was only a bed, a cabinet, and a computer desk. Kim himself is not at home. We briefly searched around the room, and something caught my attention. It was a metal object hanging under the electric fan. It looked very much like the guillotine used to cut grass in rural areas in the past. The guillotine was hung by two very thin ropes. I was really worried that if a breeze blew, the rope might break and the person would be cut in two. On the guillotine, there is a big word injustice written in blood, and the blood on it has not even dried up. When I saw this guillotine, I felt vaguely uneasy because it reminded me of a kind of torture, cutting in half. As the name suggests, beheading is to cut the prisoner in half from the waist. This kind of torture had already appeared in the distant Shang dynasty and was not abolished until the Yongjing period of the Qing dynasty. Now that a guillotine used for cutting in half appeared in the home of the temporary owner of the human bone necklace, it made me think a lot. I suddenly felt like I had determined the origin of the human bone necklace. During the reign of Emperor I of the Han dynasty, there was a think tank named Chao Kuo. Chao Kuo was a famous loyal minister in the Western Han dynasty. He devoted himself to the country and made many outstanding contributions. He was honored as the pillar of the country by the then Emperor Lu Qi. However, Chao Kuo did many things that harmed the interests of the princes. As a result, these princes rebelled against the imperial court, causing the rebellion of the Seven Kingdoms in history. In order to appease the princes and consolidate his position, Emperor Jing of the Han dynasty could only kill Chao Kuo to quell public anger. So he sent a Zhonglong general to deceive Chao Kuo from his home on the pretext of going to court. As soon as Chao Kuo walked out of the house, the soldiers who had been ambushing him swarmed him. General Zhonglong also took out the emperor's edict and killed Chao Kuo in half on the spot. A generation of loyal ministers died. The people at that time missed Chao Kuo. After Chao Kuo's death, everyone cooked the intestines flowing out of Chao Kuo's body and ate them, hoping that Chao Kuo could live in the hearts of the people forever. Then he enshrined the guillotine that killed Chao Kuo and wrote the word injustice on it with Chao Kuo's blood to show his protest. When Emperor Jing of the Han dynasty heard about this, he was furious. Soldiers were immediately sent out to behead all the people, and their heads were strung together and hung on the city wall. Later, it was said that their heads were dried, getting smaller and smaller, and finally turned into a necklace. This is the origin of the human bone necklace. I told them my guess, and both of them couldn't help but frown. Maybe you didn't expect that the human bone necklace was really made of human heads, right? I told them that there are actually many types of human bone necklaces, and the one made of human heads is just derived from folklore. After all, no matter how dry a human head is, it cannot be turned into a necklace and hung around the neck. In reality, human bone necklaces are mostly made of baby skulls, cat bones, tiger bones, or rhino horns. Both of them nodded thoughtfully. I think that if you want to conquer the human bone necklace, you must redress Chao Kuo, otherwise this thing will continue to kill people. However, I'm curious, where will that guy go if he's not at home? Could it be that he went to Duwan Tower to take drugs again? While thinking about it, In Shin Yue suddenly said in a panic, "No, my phone is missing." Huh? My brain was spinning rapidly, and I immediately felt that something was fishy. At the same time, I thought that when I first came up, someone wearing a mask touched In Shin Yue's bag. Could that guy be a thief? It definitely is, and the look in that guy's eyes was very panicked, but I was in a hurry to find K, so I didn't pay attention. Is it possible that he is K-Boy himself? But why did he steal In Shin Yue's mobile phone? I immediately asked In Shin Yue if her wallet was still there, and In Shin Yue said it was still there. Why only steal the phone but not the wallet? I immediately realized the problem. Limatzi, yes, Limatzi. I suddenly thought, would the other party use Yin Xinyue's mobile phone to send text messages to Limatzi and ask Limatzi out? Limatzi would definitely think it was Yin Xinyue who sent him the text message. With his self-control, Limatzi would definitely not be able to resist the temptation. He is the next owner of the human bone necklace, and the current owner will definitely try his best to deliver the human bone necklace to Limatzi. Without saying anything, I immediately called Limatzi, but no one answered. I was anxious at that time, always feeling that Limatzi must have been asked out. Son Longji told me not to worry. He would call the police station now and ask people from the police station to help locate Limatzi's mobile phone. Although I was sweating profusely with anxiety, I also knew in my heart that it was useless to worry and get angry. I had better wait for the police station's reply. Soon, the people from the police station sent the coordinates of the other party, saying that it might be located on the edge of Qingjiu River. Son Longji didn't say anything and immediately jumped into the police car and took us to the coordinates. The Qingjiu River has pleasant scenery and cruise ships everywhere, making it a good place for a date, but this is not a place for killing people. In my mind, a word suddenly came to my mind: tune the tiger away from the mountain. Yes, to lure the tiger away from the mountain. Did the other party lead us here on purpose? My brain felt hot and I made another call. Soon, we found Limatzi's cell phone in a trash can. All I see is the phone but no one. I screamed secretly. It seemed that my guess was correct. This was indeed a plan to divert the tiger away from the mountain. I immediately said to Son Longji, "Go back to Kei's rental house quickly. That's the execution ground." "What execution ground?" Son Longji looked at me in surprise. I didn't have time to explain to him, so I just urged him to go back quickly. Son Longji also realized the importance of the matter and immediately took us back. I was sweating profusely and praying in my heart that nothing would happen to Limatzi. Although this guy is full of shortcomings, in general, apart from being greedy for money and lust, his heart is not bad after all. Besides, I have been working with this guy for a while, and I feel more or less like a comrade in arms with him. When we arrived at the rental house, we found that the door of the rental house had been locked. I knew that K-Boy must be inside, so he winked at Son Longji, who took out his revolver and opened the door. As soon as we entered the room, we were dizzy by the strong smell of blood. When I looked carefully, I discovered that the guillotine hanging on the electric fan had fallen down. Half of the body lay quietly on the bed, but the upper body was missing. A trail of bloody intestines spread from the bed. My eyes continued to search along the intestines, and finally I found the owner of the intestines in a corner. At this moment, only the upper body of K-Boy was left. Everything below the waist was cut off, and a large pool of intestines flowed out of his body, dripping with blood. He just lay on Limatzi's body. Limatzi was probably frightened and fainted, lying on the ground motionless. And his mouth had been opened by Keizai, and Keizai's bloody hand was even placed in Limatzi's mouth. Seeing this scene, Yin Xinyue collapsed immediately. I had to ask Son Longji to help Yin Xinyue out while I checked Limatzi. Fortunately, Limatzi was just a little frightened. I poured a basin of cold water on his face and he soon woke up. It seemed that this guy was really frightened out of his psychological shadow. After waking up, he screamed hysterically twice. I slapped him twice before he finally woke up. I quickly asked Limatzi what happened. How could he appear here? Limatzi's description was exactly what I thought. He received a text message from Yin Xinyue. The content of the text message was extremely explicit, and she also invited him to sit in Qingjiu. As a result, when they arrived at the Qingjiu River, Limatzi did not wait for Yin Xinyue, but saw Keizai instead. Limatzi realized that something was wrong and just wanted to escape, but was knocked unconscious by the other party. After waking up, he appeared in this rental house. Limatzi was very angry at the time and wanted to teach the other person a lesson. Who knew that before he got close to the other person, the guy lay on the bed with a smile, then cut the rope above his head and said he wanted to give Limatzi a small gift. Before Limatzi could react, a guillotine fell from the sky and cut Mr. K in two. Limatzi fainted from fright. I looked very unhappy, and after listening to Limatzi's belly, I said, "You are going to die too." Limatzi was startled for a moment and quickly asked me what I meant. I said, "When I just came in, I saw the corpse lying on top of you, with his hand put into your mouth. I suspected that he stuffed a human bone necklace into your stomach." Limatzi was shocked, and then his face turned pale, and finally he burst into tears. "Brother, save me, you must save me." I quickly comforted Limatzi, "Don't be afraid, there must be a way. Let's go back to the hotel first, and we have to think about this matter in the long run. Aji, I'll leave this place to you." Song Longji nodded and said, "I will send you back. Other police officers will be here to take charge of the scene." I nodded in agreement. With Limatzi covered in blood, it was really hard for us to take a taxi. After finally waiting for the police to arrive, we immediately got into Song Longji's car. He took us back to the hotel. Limatzi rubbed hard in the bathroom, as if he was trying to rub out the human bone necklace. Ain Shinyue asked me in a low voice, would Limatzi, like the previous people who died, either pull out his intestines or cut himself in half? I shook my head helplessly. I didn't know exactly what would happen. I wasn't even sure how to deal with the human bone necklace. I didn't even dare to let Limatzi go to defecate. If his intestines were pulled out, it would really be a disaster. Limatzi walked out of the bathroom, looked at me with burning eyes, and asked me if I had thought of any good solution. I shook my head at him and said, "Don't worry yet. Human bone necklaces harm people for a certain period of time. We still have enough time to think about it." Limatzi sat in front of me and said, think quickly, what a damn unlucky person, how could this thing come to me?" I glared at Limatzi and said, "If you weren't greedy, how could the human bone necklace take advantage of you?" Limatzi said, "Why am I so fucking greedy?" I said, "You covet Ain Shinyue's beauty. Isn't this considered greedy?" Limatzi was silent for a long time before he said that everyone has a love for beauty. "But I will never touch a woman again. Beauty is a disaster." Ain Shinyue was angry and kicked Limatzi. There is no doubt that the human bone necklace carries great resentment, and it is precisely because of the resentment in it that so many people died. What we have to do now is to find a way to eliminate the resentment from this thing. To eliminate resentment, we must prescribe the right medicine. Since we know that the resentment of the human bone necklace is because Chao Kuo, a loyal minister of the Han Dynasty, was unjustly killed, then we must vindicate Chao Kuo. However, how to vindicate Chao Kuo? We can't travel back to the Han Dynasty. I closed my eyes and thought carefully. After thinking about it, I remembered a story my grandfather once told me. When my grandfather was young, he once received a gold medal. That gold medal was one of the 12 gold medals that recalled the famous Southern Song Dynasty General Yu Fei. The gold medal's resentment is so strong that all its holders are seriously ill. So Grandpa played Yu Fei for a time, and then found someone to play Qing Hui, changing the ending. In front of the gold medal, Yu Fei killed the treacherous minister Qing Hui, finally eliminating the gold medal's resentment. Grandpa told me that this trick is called the substitution method. Isn't the situation we are encountering now exactly the same as what my grandfather encountered back then? We can also use the substitute method. Thinking of this, I quickly told Ain Shinyue and Limatzi what I thought. After listening, the two of them became somewhat silent. They are still worried that this trick will not work because the method I proposed is really ridiculous. Indeed, when acting in front of a human bone necklace, it doesn't matter whether the human bone necklace is conscious or not, and whether it can be seen. Even if we can see it, we will definitely have many loopholes in the performance. If the human bone necklace gets angry, Limatzi will be more dangerous. This move is indeed a desperate move, but I really have no other choice but to take risks right now. Limatzi hesitated for a long time and finally said to me, "Actually, your method can be used as a backup. I have another method." I immediately looked at Limatzi. Limatzi said, "We can go find the guy in the long-sleeved t-shirt." Since he has saved us twice, he can definitely save us a third time. I see that he is a master, and maybe we can solve the problem in minutes. Human bone necklace. Yes, T-shirt man. Why did I forget T-shirt man? When the man in the T-shirt left before, he specifically told me that I could go to Hong Kong Lost Way Temple to find him. A master like him must have a way to save Limatsi's life, right? Thinking of this, we immediately borrowed Song Longji's car without saying a word, used GPS navigation, and went all the way to Lost Way Temple. Lost Way Temple is just a small Taoist temple in Hong Kong. It is very simple and there is basically no incense. It is completely different from the Shaolin Temple in mainland China where a stick of incense costs 100,000 yuan. I was a little disappointed, thinking this is where the T-shirt man lives. However, he still took Limatsi and Inshin Yue in. I knocked politely, and the door was opened quickly. A Taoist boy who looked about 13 or 14 years old and had braids opened the door. The little Taoist boy looked at us with a smile on his face. Which one of you is Zhang Jiolin? I was stunned immediately. How did he know my name? I immediately said that I am. The little Taoist boy nodded. Senior brother said you would come today, so let me stay in the observation hall and wait for you. Come in. Senior brother has gone out for something and will not come back until evening. Limatsi immediately flattered him and said, Master, you can actually predict that we will come today. The little Taoist priest smiled slightly and invited us in without saying anything else. The Taoist temple is very small, but Inshin Yue told me that the land here is very valuable and you can't buy it for more than 100,000 yuan per square meter. To be able to own a Taoist temple in this place, it seems that the financial strength of the man in the T-shirt is not bad. The little Taoist boy took us into the main hall. There is a statue of Wang Tai-sin in the main hall, which is about the same size as a real person. I lit 3 sticks of incense and the smoke was not very big, but after seeing the statue, I felt much more peaceful. The little Taoist boy asked us to sit for a while he ran to the yard to boil water. I looked at this small Taoist temple out of boredom, and the more I looked at it, the more antique it became. The little Taoist boy came in soon. He pointed at Limatsi and said, You, take off your clothes and soak in the fragrant soup. Limatsi said anxiously that the water was boiling. If I went in and soaked it, wouldn't it make the meat ripe? The little Taoist boy smiled and said, Senior brother said, if you don't go in for a dip, we can have an extra meal tonight, a spicy pepper sausage. Limatsi was stunned for a moment and quickly asked the little Taotong what he meant. The little Taoist said that if you don't soak in it, your intestines will come out of your mouth in the evening. It immediately made all of us feel quite nauseous. Limatsi was also frightened by the spicy pepper sausage and turned pale and quickly jumped into the vat. At the beginning, Limatsi enjoyed it quite a lot. However, as the temperature increased, Limatsi was suddenly burned and screamed repeatedly. The little Taoist boy continued to add fuel to the fire. In this way, I stayed up until night, and finally there was a knock on the door outside the Taoist temple. The little Taoist boy immediately smiled and said, Senior brother is back. After saying that, he jumped up and ran to open the door. The person who knocked on the door was indeed a man in a T-shirt. He had a straight nose, fair skin, and 2 raised eyebrows. He was so handsome that it made people jealous. But he was still wearing the loose Kumaman T-shirt. I couldn't help but have a question. How much does he love Kumaman? Wear something like this every day. The man in the T-shirt was carrying a package behind him. The package was bulging, and he didn't know what it contained. He raised his head, glanced at us coldly, and walked straight towards Limatsi soaking in the barrel. Limatsi grinned and smiled at the man in the T-shirt. Brother, you are back. The man in the T-shirt had no expression on his face. He just stretched out 2 fingers to feel the barrel and said, the temperature is not enough. Limatsi's face immediately turned pale. Brother, it's hot, it's hot. However, the man in the T-shirt ignored Limatsi and walked directly into the Taoist temple without paying any attention to us. Inshin Yue sighed on the side. I have seen many celebrities. Others pretend to be cool, but he is really cool. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry, so I followed Inshin Yue in. The man in the t-shirt first offered Wong Tai-sen a stick of incense, and then turned around and looked at us. Do you have any good ideas? I smiled bitterly. No. The man in the t-shirt said, the only way is to use the traditional method to get out the human bone necklace. Inshin Yue's face turned pale. The traditional way. You don't want to cut open Limatzi's belly, right? The man in the t-shirt glanced at Inshin Yue. His expression was very calm, which surprised me a little. I guess no man wouldn't want a sexy beauty like Inshin Yue, right? The t-shirt man is indeed worthy of the title of aloof. At this time, he threw the package on his back to me and said, choose one for yourself. What to choose? I asked inexplicably. The man in the t-shirt didn't say anything, so I had to unpack it myself. Unexpectedly, there were several pieces of ancient clothing inside. Judging from the style, they should be Han Dynasty costumes, and they are all aristocratic, including general uniforms and civil servants' clothes. The traditional method mentioned by the t-shirt man is probably role-playing, right? Inshin Yue burst into laughter and asked the man in the t-shirt if everyone wanted to cosplay later. Unexpectedly, the man in the t-shirt actually nodded and said he was just cosplaying. I didn't realize it, but the man in the t-shirt actually knew this term. It was so down to earth. I searched through the baggage and finally chose a general uniform. If not for anything else, it's just because this suit of clothes is majestic and full of fish scale-like armor. Under the sunlight of the setting sun, it also reflects circles of halo, which is quite imposing. It was only when I picked up the clothes that I felt regretful. This dress is really heavy, weighing at least 30 or 40 pounds. The man in the t-shirt glanced at Inshin Yue again. What about you? Inshin Yue was a little surprised. I want to choose too. The man in the t-shirt nodded. So Inshin Yue chose carefully and finally set her sights on a relatively smooth and gorgeous outfit. That should be a piece of clothing that only a princess or queen is qualified to wear, right? Graceful and gorgeous, light red, with many small curved patterns, the cuffs are wide, the waist is very thin, and the collar is a little low. I can't help but start to imagine what Inshin Yue will look like when she puts on this outfit. Finally, there was one piece of clothing left, which seemed to belong to a civil servant. I asked the man in the t-shirt if he was wearing it. The man in the t-shirt shook his head and threw the clothes next to Limatzi. At this moment, the little Taoist boy had helped Limatzi out of the barrel. The guy's whole body was burned red and he was walking with a slight limp. He was very pitiful. Inshin Yue suddenly remembered something and asked Limatzi if he didn't need to go to the toilet. I've been inside for a whole day. Limatzi quickly shook his head and said no, but his face turned red involuntarily. Inshin Yue and I looked at each other, and everyone knew that he peed in the bucket. The man in the t-shirt asked, do you know where the resentment about the human bone necklace comes from? So I briefly recounted the story of the loyal minister Chao Kuo who was unjustly killed by Emperor Jing of the Han Dynasty. But the man in the t-shirt waved his hand and said that what Chao Kuo complained about was not that he was sentenced to death by the emperor, but that he could not even look at his newborn daughter before he died. I asked in confusion, the man is dead, how do you know what he is thinking? The man in the t-shirt said, the last words he said before he died were to pity my unborn daughter. At this time, Inshin Yue's face looked a little strange. You mean, let me play Chao Kuo's daughter? Then who will play Chao Kuo? The man in the t-shirt pointed at Limatzi. Inshin Yue was a little unhappy and muttered quietly, but didn't say anything. But Limatzi smiled proudly. Daughter, let daddy touch you. An angry Inshin Yue turned around and left. Of course I was the general who killed Chao Kuo back then, so I was really worried that I wouldn't be able to perform well. First of all, unlike Inshin Yue, I was born as a professional actor. I'm born with tender skin and tender flesh, and I don't have any murderous intent. I'm afraid I won't be able to act like a general. If it was discovered, wouldn't the consequences be dire? But now that the matter has come to this, there is nothing we can do about it. However, I saw that the man in the t-shirt looked calm from beginning to end, and I felt much more at ease. As long as he is here, nothing will happen to us. At first, he appeared in the hotel without a trace. Even with just one glance, he could tell that I would come to see him today. For these things, I have been completely impressed. When it was time to eat in the evening, the man in the t-shirt refused to let Limatzi eat and said that from now until tomorrow morning, he would not be allowed to touch even a drop of water. Limatzi knew it was for his own good, so he didn't say anything. Even to worry about Limatzi eating, the man in the t-shirt asked us to move all the edible things in the Taoist temple to the warehouse and lock them up. And there can't be anything that can bite in the room, not even bugs or candles. I asked the t-shirt man why he did this. The man in the t-shirt said that at night, Limatzi would no longer be Limatzi. He would eat everything he could and then vomit it out. Once he starts vomiting, he's finished and his intestines will follow. Limatzi was so frightened that he quickly covered his mouth. While waiting, I curiously asked the man in the t-shirt why he used these methods to deal with the human bone necklace. Because these methods do not seem to belong to Taoism, but are very similar to us ghost traders. After all, in my impression, Taoists all use peachwood swords and charms to conquer demons. The man in the t-shirt didn't say anything, but the little Taoist boy interrupted, "You are also in the world of yin and yang. How come you haven't even heard of my senior brother's name? You are ignorant." I was shocked. Could it be that the t-shirt man is also a femininity dealer? I quickly asked the man in the t-shirt his name. The little Taoist boy was very proud and just wanted to speak, but the man in the t-shirt gave him a cold look and scolded him, "Talk too much." The little Taoist boy didn't dare to say anything anymore, he just pouted dissatisfiedly. Unexpectedly, when the rooster crowed, Limatzi still didn't make any movement. I started to get a little impatient and asked the man in the t-shirt if nothing would happen tonight. The man in the t-shirt nodded, neither affirming nor denying. He just asked us all to go into Limatzi's bedroom, and he called the little Taoist boy away, not knowing why. Looking at Yin Xinyue wearing a light red ancient costume, coupled with that little face with a peerless appearance, she is really charming, and I can feel my heart beating faster after just one look. Limatzi became more presumptuous, drooling continuously, and Yin Xinyue was so frightened that she did not dare to approach Limatzi for fear that he would do something outrageous. I was so tired that I lay on the bed and fell asleep without realizing it. Because I was in a light sleep state, I was always woken up by various small movements. I found that Yin Xinyue was also lying next to me at some point, hugging my arm and sleeping sweetly. Seeing her cute appearance, I couldn't help but feel a sense of affection and gently touched her face. Just when I was looking at Yin Xinyue intently, suddenly a sound of grinding teeth came from the direction of Limatzi. My heart jumped involuntarily, and my eyes immediately focused on Limatzi. Unexpectedly, Limatzi was lying on the bed at this moment, making a roaring sound from his mouth. "What is he doing? Gritting your teeth?" I was shocked and subconsciously felt that this guy was inducing vomiting. I quickly woke up Yin Xinyue. When Yin Xinyue saw Limatzi's appearance, she immediately panicked and said in a panic, "Stop him quickly, he is inducing vomiting." When I was trying to lose weight, I used this method to induce vomiting. Without saying anything, I just went up and held Limatzi down. Limatzi may have been lying down for too long, his face was red from holding back, and his mouth was full of blood. Damn, he must have bitten his tongue, and he didn't know how badly it was hurt. When he saw the general's uniform on me, Limatzi immediately looked frightened and curled up next to the bed without saying a word. Yin Xinyue coughed, and I knew it was time to start performing. It's just that I'm not professional, and I'm really worried about being laughed at by Yin Xinyue. Before I could say my lines, Limatzi said softly, "Hungry, hungry." After that, he bit the sheets crazily and swallowed the cotton into his mouth. However, Cotton couldn't eat enough, so he quickly gave up and walked around the room anxiously. Moreover, his walking posture was very weird, with his feet bent towards the middle. I was frightened. When did his feet break? He searched around the room but couldn't find anything edible. Finally, his eyes fell on me, and he made a vague sound, meat. I'll eat meat. After saying that, he rushed towards me. I was unprepared and was finally thrown to the ground by Limatzi. I struggled angrily, but Limatzi's strength was so amazing that I was unable to resist. Ain Shin-yue was also anxious and wanted to push Limatzi away from me, but her strength as a girl was even more incomparable to that of Limatzi at the moment. Say your lines, say your lines. Ain Shin-yue was sweating profusely and started crying, but I couldn't speak my lines at all. At this moment, I was choked by Limatzi, and I couldn't speak at all. Ain Shin-yue suddenly ran towards the door. I'm going to find the Taoist priest. But who knew that the door had already been locked by the man in the t-shirt from the outside, and there was no way to get out. Ain Shin-yue's little face was covered with beads of sweat. In the end, she didn't know where the courage came from, but she gathered all her strength and shouted, "Father!" During the Han Dynasty, there was no such thing as father, and everyone was called father. This is what the man in the t-shirt specifically told us. Unexpectedly, Ain Shin-yue's voice actually worked, and Limatzi's hand suddenly relaxed. Although I felt a sharp pain in my throat, I still shouted in a hoarse voice, "Bold Chao Kuo, are you planning to rebel?" Limatzi suddenly trembled all over, looked at me with a horrified look on his face, and tightened his grip even more. I immediately stood up, held my head high and said, "Chao Kuo, the Emperor has found you guilty. You will be killed in the city. I have been thinking of you to assist the Emperor for a long time, and now I grant your request. Why don't you be unwilling? Quickly say come, Chen." Chao Kuo knelt on the ground and looked at me in despair, with a look of horror on his face. "I are not guilty. Bold, the Emperor has found you guilty, and you still dare to quibble. Okay, then I will chop you in half now." With that said, I was ready to take action. "Wait a minute." Chao Kuo shouted, "I only want to see the child once, and I hope you will fulfill your wish." "Well, okay, then I'll make it happen for you. Let's get to know each other as father and daughter." As I said that, I glanced at Ain Shin-yue. Ain Shin-yue immediately squeezed out a tear. A professional is indeed a professional, and tears come as soon as he wants. She knelt in front of Chao Kuo and cried, "Father, my daughter has come to see you." Chao Kuo burst into tears instantly, and gently wiped the tears from the corners of Ain Shin-yue's eyes. "My child, my father is incompetent. I can't see you grow up. Don't blame me. Father, I don't blame you, just go with peace of mind. My child, don't avenge your father, spend time with your mother." Ain Shin-yue sobbed, "Father, you can go with peace of mind. Go back and tell your mother that if there is an afterlife, I, Chao Kuo, will work as a cow or a horse, and I will repay her kindness. Father, go ahead with confidence." "No, no, no." Chao Kuo suddenly pushed Ain Shin-yue away, covered his head and cried bitterly, "You are not my child. My child has not been born yet, how can you?" When I saw that the secret was about to be revealed, I immediately roared and jumped out, "The time has come, Chao Kuo, suffer death. This is indeed your child. You didn't witness her birth. Do you still blame her now?" Chao Kuo sighed, "My child, it's my father's fault." I saw that the heat was almost done. At least Chao Kuo believed it. He then took the hatchet that was stained with eel blood during the day and slapped Limatzi hard on the waist. Limatzi screamed, rolled his eyelids, and fell to the ground. Before he fell into coma, his eyes were still staring at Ain Shin-yue, and his original angry expression turned into a happy smile. The great injustice has been resolved. At this moment, the door was opened, and the man in a t-shirt came in from the outside, took out a handful of fine salt, and stuffed it into Limatzi's mouth. Not long after, Limatzi woke up with a violent cough. The first thing he did was to cough hard and spit out all the salt in his mouth. It was so salty that he choked out tears and drank several times of water. After drinking enough water, he looked at me breathlessly. "How? Was it successful?" The man in the t-shirt nodded. "Just find a way to pull out the human bone necklace." "Pull it out?" Limatzi looked embarrassed. "This is the original unopened one." Can I pull out such a big ball? I said it doesn't matter if you don't pull it out, just keep it in your belly. It's worth several million, and you can leave it as a legacy to future generations. In the end, Limatzi took laxatives and squatted on the toilet for 3 or 4 hours before finally pulling out the human bone necklace. After cleaning the human bone necklace 3 or 4 times, we said goodbye to Song Longji, returned to the mainland, and asked In Shin Yue to hand the human bone necklace to the boss, and repeatedly told In Shin Yue that it was best not to use this thing. Although Chao Kuo's grievances have been washed away, it is still a In object after all. If it is used for a long time, it will definitely not end well. Not long after that, that company launched a boy band, and they became famous overnight through an entertainment program, making headlines on several entertainment websites. They were even more popular than the Phoenix Legend. The company boss was so happy that he gave us an additional reward of 1 million yuan. We earned a total of 4 million yuan, which Limatzi and I shared equally. But I'm not happy with the money because I don't know if I'm helping them or hurting them. People's greed is endless and they blindly strive for fame and wealth. One day, the tragedy of the human bone necklace will happen again. Limatzi received a total of 2 million from the human bone necklace business. He borrowed another 500,000 from me, contacted a major hospital in the United States, and took his son to see a doctor. I stay at the antique store every day, bored. In Shin Yue calls me basically every day, and occasionally visits me to ask me to treat her to dinner or something. I really don't understand this girl. What does she mean? There are hanging silks like mine all over the street. She won't really fall in love with me, right? I felt it was necessary to distance myself from her, otherwise I would get deeper and deeper into trouble, and I would definitely be the one who got hurt in the end. After all, she is in the entertainment industry and often has no control over her. The possibility of us getting together is very slim. But what can we do to distance ourselves from her? It's so hurtful to say it clearly, and I feel like I still lack practice when it comes to love. In Shin Yue came again that day, and brought some autographed CDs from celebrities. She smiled and said that hanging them in an antique shop would definitely increase my popularity. I laughed and said that what I fear most in this store is popularity. After all I want to collect are In objects. Objects can only be preserved in an environment with strong In energy. It is not good if the popularity is high. In Shin Yue still didn't believe it, but she was kind-hearted after all, so I kept all the signed CDs. In Shin Yue took the initiative to stay for lunch at noon, and she didn't want to go to the restaurant, so she insisted on me cooking for her. I had no choice but to put on an apron and become a woman for once. A plate of stir-fried green vegetables, a mushroom stew, and a kung pao chicken. In my opinion, the most ordinary meal, but In Shin Yue tasted it like a 5-star hotel. He kept praising me for my good craftsmanship, and it would be great if I could eat it for the rest of my life. My heart skipped a beat. She was obviously expressing her love to me tactfully. How should I answer? Fortunately, business came to the door at this moment, and the awkward atmosphere was relieved. A guy in his 60s, dressed as a farmer, holding a black bundle, stood at the door of the shop, looking furtively inside. After seeing me, he walked in a little embarrassedly. "Excuse me, do you collect antiques here?" I quickly said I would accept it. The old farmer nodded immediately. "I have a little thing here. How much is it worth?" After saying that, he walked into the store. In Shin Yue saw that some business was coming to her door, so she quickly cleared away the dishes on the table. Unexpectedly, such a noble beauty also has a thrifty and housekeeping side. The old farmer put the black baggage on the table, and then carefully untied it. "This is a treasure passed down from my family. My eldest grandson is sick and urgently needs a sum of money for surgery. But my family is poor, and I was forced to have no other way out." Thinking about giving away the treasure, I smiled very cooperatively. I knew that this old farmer was most likely just faking it, so I wondered, how could anyone still use this old-fashioned deception in this age? Probably an outsider. Since you are an outsider, it is easier to talk. The black bag was opened, and inside were some old newspapers. The newspapers were all black and seemed to have signs of burning. I don't know what this old farmer was thinking, but he really made a fool of himself by pretending to be poor. I can even get such a shabby newspaper. In terms of details, I give it 99 points. But when the old farmer unfolded all the newspapers, my eyes suddenly became intense. Under the newspaper, there is actually a small green hexagonal lamp. At first glance, you can tell that this lamp is carved from a whole piece of ancient jade. The entire lamp has a delicate texture, giving people a sense of vicissitudes of time. Only the handle of the lamp was worn black, but this further revealed how unusual this lamp was. Regardless of whether it is a fake or not, at least I can guarantee that this thing is worth something. However, as an antique dealer, I still have the basic common sense of expressing joy without expressing it. I tried my best to suppress my inner excitement and picked up the small lamp and observed it carefully. As soon as he touched the small lamp, a warm feeling flowed from his fingers into his whole body. This feels right, and the appearance is right. Could it be that an old farmer was desperate and took out his family heirloom? Does God really take care of me like this? I studied it over and over again, but in the end I couldn't find anything fishy at all. I immediately had two thoughts. Either this lamp was made by an expert and it was fake enough to look real. This old farmer's performance could win an Oscar, or I just got really lucky and came across something that is a national treasure. In my impression, I have seen similar small lamps in Xi'an Museum. It was an ancient jade lamp unearthed during the Warring States period. During the Warring States period, jade carving work had just begun to be emphasized, so the lamp was considered the first handicraft lamp in human history, with a market price of no less than tens of millions. Although the lamp in my hand is no older than the Warring States period, it is at least from the pre-Qing period. According to my judgment, if it is genuine, it would still cost 5 to 6 million. Of course, I don't rule out the possibility of eye punching. But even if it is a fake, it can still sell for 500,000 or 600,000, which is an opportunity for me. Boss, how are you doing? The old farmer looked at me anxiously. How much do you think it's worth? I hesitated for a moment and said, the handle of this lamp has turned black. Is it oxidized? Have you ever seen ancient jade oxidized? The old farmer quickly explained, this is not oxidation. There was a fire in my house and I accidentally burned it, so it turned a little black. I chuckled and said, old man, the blackness caused by the fire can be wiped away by rubbing it with your hands. But can you wipe it off? The old farmer blushed a little and smiled awkwardly. He seemed to be really in a hurry for money. He gritted his teeth and said, boss, I don't understand your business. What is oxidized and not oxidized? Let me ask you, how much is this worth? I looked at the old farmer and said, please give me a price. Of course, I'm either interested in your stuff or I think it's difficult for you and want to help you. The old farmer was a little moved and said, how about 100,000 yuan? I smiled and put the jade lantern back. Uncle, let me introduce you to a newly opened store. The boss is a newbie and is out of stock. I believe I can sell it at a good price. Turn left when you go out, thank you. The old farmer was really fooled. Boss, I really don't understand the price you set. If it's similar, I'll sell it. My eldest grandson is still in the operating room waiting for the money. I grabbed his hand and found that his hands were covered with calluses, and I couldn't bear to kill him, but I can't give a high price. Once I give a high price, he will definitely think it is a good thing and will definitely continue to bargain. By then, it won't be something that can be solved with 100,000 yuan. I gritted my teeth and said 50,000 yuan. I don't care about this little money. Anyway, I donate no less than hundreds of thousands to the Red Cross every year. This little money will be regarded as my donation to the Red Cross. Unexpectedly, the old farmer readily agreed. After giving the money, he left in a hurry. At this time, Ying Xinyue carefully took the jade lantern in her hand and admired it. Brother, tell me the truth, how much is this thing worth? I smiled. I'm not sure, let's see the market situation. At least we can guarantee that we won't lose money. Ain Xinyue casually threw the jade lantern to me. It's boring. I really thought you were caring and donated 50,000 yuan. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Are you too pure? How do you know that old farmer is not a liar? This industry is very risky. Just a slap in the face can make you lose all your money. Do you believe it or not? Ain Xinyue nodded and said, I believe it. When you go bankrupt one day, how about I take care of you? After she finished speaking, she blushed and realized that she had spoken a little too freely, so she quickly made an excuse and left, and I started admiring this jade lamp again. If this thing is real, then I did make a fortune this time, and the profit is no less than that made from ghost objects. When I think of femininity, my heart suddenly skips a beat. To be honest, my store usually does not accept antiques. The main items are still feminine objects. There are so many shops on the antique street, but the old farmer chose me. Is there anything strange in this? I immediately went out to inquire around, and then I found out that the old farmer had not even consulted in other stores. I became even more uneasy and went straight to my house as soon as I got up. That old guy obviously had some evil intentions. It is possible that they found out in advance that I specialize in collecting vaginal objects here, so they came to me on purpose. If that's the case, I really have to be careful. He didn't tell me the truth because he was worried that I wouldn't accept this evil thing after knowing the truth. There's only one kind of evil thing that I can't resist, and that's something so vicious that it kills people. I think it's better to get rid of this light as soon as possible. It turned out that I guessed right. Ever since I bought this jade lamp, I started to have bad luck. First, when I went out to cross the street, I always heard someone calling my name, but when I turned around, I couldn't see anyone I knew at all. Because of this, I was almost hit by a car several times. A few days later, my house was attacked by a thief again, and all my ID card, account book, and bank card were stolen. I was so angry that I wanted to curse. This is not serious. Once when I was smoking in a store, the ashes of the cigarette set the curtains on fire for no apparent reason. Fortunately, the neighbors came to put out the fire, otherwise I would have accompanied my house of antiques to report to the Palace of Hell. Later, I even drank some foreign wine and got a perforated stomach. I smiled helplessly, so I had to dig a hole in the ground, temporarily bury the jade lantern, and cover it with a layer of quicklime, which could absorb the yin energy of the jade lantern. At the same time, I was desperately looking for a buyer and wanted to sell it as soon as possible. It's not that I don't want to use the evil merchant's methods to relieve Ding's resentment. It's just that I know nothing about it and have no way to start. If you want to relieve Ding's resentment, you must start from the root cause. Firstly, I don't know the origin of this lamp, and secondly, I don't understand its effect, so the only way to do it is to take action as soon as possible. After I buried the jade lantern, my life became stable for a while. But the good times did not last long. That is, a week later, when I went out in the morning, I saw a lot of ashes from burning paper at the door. At first, I thought some naughty kid was burning paper and playing in front of my store, so I didn't pay attention and planned to do a simple cleaning. But when I was cleaning, I found a colorful portrait of the golden boy among the ashes. These were actually paper bundles burned to the dead. Damn it, burning paper people in front of my store is a curse on me. I immediately disposed of the ashes and asked the security guard on the street if I saw anyone burning paper in front of my store yesterday. The security guard's answer made my scalp numb with shock. They actually said it was me who burned it. I was so frightened that I handed each of them a cigarette and asked, "Brothers, are you sure it's me and not someone else?" The security guards immediately laughed. "Boss Zhang, we even said hello to you at that time. You didn't open the store here for only a day or two. How can we admit you wrong?" I smiled awkwardly and said maybe I was drunk last night. Then he ran away in despair. Immediately afterwards, for several days, there were traces of paper burners at the door of the store, but it may be because of the strong wind that all the paper ashes were blown away. I was panicked and decided that no matter what, I had to find out what the cause was. This matter is probably related to that jade lamp. On the day I was preparing to take action, In Shin Yue came again. You could tell at a glance that I didn't look good, so I quickly asked if I felt uncomfortable. I smiled bitterly and said to her, "There might be something wrong with that damn jade lamp." It's okay not to say anything. As soon as In Shin Yue talked about weird things, she immediately became interested and insisted that I explain it clearly. I knew that if I didn't tell her, she would definitely pester me until tomorrow morning, so I simply told her the bad luck I had encountered in the past few days. Unexpectedly, In Shin Yue became extremely excited immediately and said, "I haven't been this excited for a long time. I will accompany you tonight." I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "Beauty, I'm not having a party here. Why are you following me?" "Be careful of ghosts," In Shin Yue answered happily. "It's just that you might encounter a ghost, so I followed you. You don't know, the company is currently working on a horror movie project, and I am the producer, and I am worried about lack of inspiration. Damn it, now I have a follower. I think tonight will be difficult." Originally, I decided to stay on the street all night to observe who was burning paper in front of my store, but now In Shin Yue insisted on following me. Out of concern for her personal safety, I finally borrowed a store across the street and decided to stay there tonight and observe it carefully. I don't know where In Shin Yue went wrong. She actually brought a DV camera and said that she wanted to record what happened tonight. Maybe she could put it into the movie without cutting it. I would definitely give it to her then. Royalties. I was quite helpless, but there was nothing I could do about it. No matter how I looked at In Shin Yue, she was just playing. After eating, I took over the shop from the owner opposite and closed the door, leaving only a gap. In Shin Yue placed the camera outside the door, seemingly planning to turn it on all night. I didn't stop her, I just sat on the sofa and looked at my phone. In Shin Yue was so excited that she walked around the room, occasionally approaching the crack of the door to see what was going on outside. But when she persisted until 11 o'clock, she felt a little sleepy and couldn't stand it anymore, so she just lay down on the sofa and slept. God doesn't know which nerve has gone wrong these days. The wind has been quite strong, whining loudly, and the temperature has dropped drastically. I put a blanket on In Shin Yue and ran to the door to take a look. There are still security patrols at the moment, but this is probably the last round. After this circle, they will no longer continue patrolling. I guess weird things are likely to happen during this time. In order to avoid missing the key point, I simply moved a stool, sat next to the door, and looked outside. The wind still shows no sign of stopping, the shadows of the trees are swaying on the ground, and occasionally one or two plastic bags can be seen flying on the street. This scene and atmosphere are really similar to the background of Hong Kong ghost movies. At this moment, I suddenly heard a movement. I was immediately startled and pricked up my ears to listen. Unfortunately, the wind was so loud that I couldn't hear it clearly, but I vaguely felt that the sound was a woman's cry. How could a woman's cry come from the door of my shop in the middle of the night? I opened the door crack wider and prepared to take a closer look. But it doesn't matter if you don't look. When I looked at it, I found a round, smiling eye outside the crack of the door, staring at me. I immediately screamed and sat on the ground. When I looked again, the big eye was gone. Oh my God, what the hell is this? In Shin Yue was awakened by my voice and asked me quickly what happened. I told her to stop talking, then gritted my teeth and kicked open the door. When I saw a golden boy's paper hanging on the camera at the door, I was relieved. It turns out that the eyes I saw just now were exactly the eyes of this golden boy. Although this is an antique street, there are still many messy shops, such as the paper shop in the West End. They have a lot of paper-making supplies that they don't take back at night. It was probably very windy tonight, so the paper bundles were blown over. I comforted In Shin Yue and said it was a false alarm, and then prepared to close the door. However, suddenly I felt something was wrong, because in the distance, there was a pile of paper bundles, about 7 or 8 golden boys and girls, blown by the wind, rubbing against the ground, making a hissing sound, and floating towards me. They don't look like they were blown by the wind. because if it is moved by the wind, it will definitely somersault along the way. But these paper bundles have always maintained a certain formation, one after the other, as if someone is holding them. Then all those paper bundles were lying in front of my store. Bad luck. I cursed and was about to throw away the paper bundles when I heard a scream coming from my antique shop. It was clearly a woman's scream. It was so sudden that it made my heart tighten and I almost fell down. Een Shin-yue helped me and asked me quickly what was wrong. I asked tremblingly, "Did you hear anything just now?" Een Shin-yue shook her head. Besides the sound of wind, there seems to be nothing else. After he finished speaking, he looked at me inexplicably, but her expression quickly changed, her mouth opened, and she pointed behind me in shock. "What's wrong?" I asked quickly. "It's burning. Your store is burning." My whole body felt like an electric shock and I immediately turned my head. Sure enough, the pile of paper bundles all gathered into a ball and burned at the door of my shop. It looked very eerie in this quiet, dark night. Generally, when burning paper, the flame should be light yellow, but the paper bundles in front of me burned a shocking red color, even lighting up my antique shop in blood red. You know, only if it is burned to the resentful undead, it will burn to this color. Could it be that there is a powerful undead hidden above that jade lamp? I dare not think about it anymore. I continued to observe, and suddenly I found that the door of the antique store, which I had locked, was now open. Then a bloody eye stared at me through the red firelight. There were no eyeballs, just white eyes, and there were blood and tears in the corners of the eyes, as if they had accumulated endless grievances and wanted to talk to me. I didn't have the courage to continue reading, so I immediately pulled back, closed the door firmly, and leaned against the door, panting. Een Shin-yue quickly asked me what was wrong. Why was I breaking out in a cold sweat? I said it was okay. Een Shin-yue was thoughtful for a moment and suddenly asked in surprise, "Is there any Een object in your home? Have you collected another Een object?" I quickly waved my hand to signal her not to make a fuss. Een Shin-yue was a little dissatisfied, but she could hear the excitement in her tone. "Why didn't you tell me earlier? Didn't you know that after coming back from Hong Kong, I would have been waiting for excitement every day? If you had known, I would have called my best friend to open my eyes." I scolded, "Stop talking, listen to the noise, don't let that thing come to your door." Een Shin-yue nodded immediately, put her ear against the door, and listened carefully. But at this moment, it was quiet outside, there was no sound at all, and even the sound of the wind was much quieter. Then I pushed the door open a crack again and looked into the antique store. Fortunately, the pile of paper bundles has been burned and the bloody eyes have disappeared. The feeling that I gave me just now was so unreal that I even wondered if I had misjudged it. After waiting for a while and making sure there was no danger, I opened the door and asked Een Shin-yue to take the camera outside to study it. I heard that if the resentment of some undead is strong enough, it can affect some electronic devices. In other words, the camera may capture the undead. However, I carefully replayed it several times, only to find that neither the woman's scream nor the bloody eye could be found. I was a little disappointed and was about to ask Een Shin-yue to turn off the camera when the originally quiet screen suddenly trembled. I immediately stared at the screen, always feeling weird. Unexpectedly, a terrifying face suddenly appeared on the screen, its mouth opened wide, its face distorted, and it looked like it was smiling. He is so close to the camera that only his face appears on the screen. This strange face that suddenly appeared frightened me into a state of turmoil. It took a long time before I finally recovered. I immediately asked Een Shin-yue to pause the video and recall it carefully. When I finally recognized this old face, I was filled with rage. Damn it, this guy is none other than the old farmer who sold me the jade lantern. Why is he here in the middle of the night? It must have something to do with the weird things I encountered during this time. Without saying a word, I opened the door and rushed out. My anger made me temporarily forget my fear, and I walked in the dark night, just to find the old farmer. Now it seems that this old guy knew about the weirdness of the jade lamp and deliberately came to harm me. In Shin-yue also chased me out and asked me if I had discovered anything. I said that someone was plotting against me and that someone might be killed. In Shin-yue finally realized that she was afraid. If she really couldn't do it, she would just go to the Lost Way Temple in Hong Kong and invite the Taoist priest. I don't want to bother the T-shirt man with everything. If I bother you the first time, there will be a second time, and gradually you will become a habit. Once this habit continues, it will be very detrimental to my career. I rejected In Shin-yue's suggestion and said that we could no longer sit back and wait for death, and we had to find a way to fight back. In Shin-yue was very excited and quickly encouraged me. The whole night, In Shin-yue and I didn't go back and rested in the borrowed shop. Seeing that I was exhausted, she offered to give me a massage to relieve my fatigue. I agreed without resisting the temptation. Lying on the sofa, In Shin-yue spread her white legs and sat on me, massaging me condescendingly. I think I can remember that feeling forever, ambiguous, accompanied by a feeling of ecstasy and waves of intoxicating body fragrance. After finally surviving the night, I hurried back to the antique shop as soon as it got light. Everything looked so normal, and the furnishings in the room were basically unchanged. I looked specifically at the place where the jade lamp was buried, and there was nothing strange about it. I carefully dug out the jade lamp and cleaned off the lime on the surface. The jade lamp was still the same, but the black color on the handle seemed to have faded a bit. After I noticed that the black color had faded a bit, a term suddenly popped into my mind: the corpse lamp. This term was like a depth charge, setting off a storm in my mind. My mind went blank. If this was really the 10,000 Corpses lantern, I would be in big trouble. The corpse lamp, as the name suggests, is a jade lamp soaked in corpse oil. Moreover, the corpse oil of 1 or 2 corpses is completely insufficient, at least 100 or more are needed. Jade has a high density and it is difficult for ordinary liquids to penetrate into it, with the exception of corpse oil. The black part is actually a physical phenomenon caused by corpse oil penetrating the surface. Now, on the surface of this jade lamp, there is still some corpse oil that has not been absorbed. This shows that someone must have died at the hands of Yuding in a short period of time. Seeing my uncertain expression, In Shin-yue finally couldn't hold back her curiosity and quickly asked me what was going on. I took a deep breath and said to her, "This thing is called the 10,000 Corpses lantern, and it's quite powerful. You go home now, I'll stay in the store to catch ghosts later." "Ghost hunting? That's great. I will accompany you to hunt ghosts today. Is there anything I can do for you now?" "Don't do anything," I scolded. "Leave quickly, I don't want to hurt you." "No matter what you say, I won't leave." In Shin-yue smiled and touched up her lip gloss. "I'm just clinging to you, haha, haha." I imitated her and laughed angrily. "You really want to help me?" "Of course," In Shin-yue said quickly. 100 and 1,000 people want to help you." "Okay," I said. "Now, you want to give me a few bottles of saline. The higher the concentration, the better." "You want an intravenous drip? Don't you know that infusion is bad for your body?" "I'm of great use." I glared at In Shin-yue. "If you don't know, don't talk nonsense." In Shin-yue looked at me aggrievedly, and then left obediently. Not long after, In Shin-yue came back, carrying a bundle of saline and telling me that it was concentrated saline. I immediately found a bucket, poured all the saline solution into the bucket, and then dropped the jade lamp in it to soak. About an hour later, the physiological saline began to become turbid little by little, and black liquid began to seep out. I immediately took out the jade lamp and found a layer of black liquid on the surface of the jade lamp. I collected the black liquid and lit it with a lighter. The black liquid burned slowly. It was black at first, and then gradually turned into blood red. At the end of the burn, the black liquid turned into pieces of slag. I took a breath. It really is a lantern of 10,000 corpses. It's so amazing. In Shin-yue was dumbfounded. This is the first time I've seen that the impurities in jade can seep out. I said, "Do you know what this black thing is?" In Shin-yue shook her head. "I don't know." "It's corpse oil." I said, and it's corpse oil that was roasted from a body that had just died no more than 5 days ago. In Shin Yue was immediately stunned. I said, "It seems that you really have to help me tonight." In Shin Yue immediately asked me what help I could do. I smiled and said, "Let's keep it a secret first so as not to scare you. You will naturally understand when the time comes." I first went to the paper-making shop on the street and bought some paper-making supplies, most of which belonged to golden boys and girls, and some gold and silver treasure villas. After they were shipped to my home, I waited for the night to fall. In Shin Yue asked me why I had to do this kind of thing at night. "Isn't it safer during the day?" I said that it is indeed safe during the day, but it is ineffective. The undead in the lamp will not come out during the day. Where can you recruit them? In Shin Yue nodded awkwardly. Lunch and dinner were all takeaways ordered by In Shin Yue. Anyway, she was pretty and rich and didn't care about such a small amount of money. Besides, this girl will be unhappy if I talk to her about money. The sky quickly darkened, and I placed a jade lantern at the door of the antique shop. At almost 11 o'clock, the dark wind blew over again as promised. I immediately piled all the paper bundles I bought in the morning together and lit them, then set up a mirror in front of the paper bundles. I looked carefully at the scene in the mirror. At first, the scene in the mirror was normal. However, as time went by, the flames in the mirror gradually turned blood red and beat faster and more fiercely, as if gasoline was burning. The flames kept rising upwards, raising the surrounding temperature. Immediately afterwards, I saw a red shadow appear among the pile of flames. I knew the real owner had come out, so I immediately opened my eyes and observed carefully. The real owner walked out of the flames bit by bit, and his appearance immediately scared me to the point of suffocation. Corpse oil was flowing all over this man's body, like a rotten orange. Her face, in particular, was even more shocking. Her head was half bald, her face was sallow, her lips were almost burnt, and the roots of her teeth were exposed. I couldn't help but gasp. Seeing this female ghost slowly walking towards me, goosebumps suddenly appeared on my back. I glanced at In Shin Yue in the mirror. She was doing pretty well and looked calm while standing next to the flames. After all, she couldn't see the female ghost directly with her naked eyes, she could only see it through a mirror. In order to avoid causing her panic, I deliberately blocked the mirror with my body. I immediately shouted, "In Shin Yue, it's now!" In Shin Yue immediately took out her lighter in a hurry and prepared to light the jade lantern. The lamp oil stored in the jade lamp is the popularity oil, which is corpse oil, that I bought on the black market during the day. In order not to scare In Shin Yue, I told her that it was just ordinary lamp oil. Seeing the female ghost so close to me, I was so frightened that I got goosebumps all over. But I don't dare to move, for fear of startling the undead, and the operation tonight will fail. Fortunately, In Shin Yue quickly lit the jade lantern. The female ghost seemed to look at me unwillingly, and finally turned around and floated into the jade lamp little by little. Immediately, the candle light on the jade lamp jumped around, and finally pointed in the direction outside the door. I was overjoyed, knowing that it was working, and quickly asked In Shin Yue to hold the jade lantern and walk in the direction pointed by the jade lantern. In Shin Yue naturally did not dare to neglect. The reason why In Shin Yue was chosen to hold the jade lantern was mainly because as a woman, In Shin Yue had a strong yin and a weak yang, so she would not disturb the female ghost attached to it. I kept a distance of 3 meters from In Shin Yue and followed her leisurely. She quickly walked out of the antique street and then headed all the way to a sparsely populated area. I frowned, thinking that this was a little different from what I imagined. Shouldn't this female ghost go home first? Where are we going? If we follow this road, we can only reach an abandoned school, right? I took a breath of cold air and felt a little numb. I was really worried that I would be in danger. The most important thing was to worry about In Shin Yue's safety. At this moment, the candle flame on the jade lamp was turning red little by little, which made me even more worried. She was definitely not heading home. Could it be that she was still worried about the abandoned school? It was silent all the way, and occasionally one or two wild cats would pass by, their shrill cries making people feel chilly. In the end, we walked to the abandoned school and stopped at the school gate. Just when I was wondering what the other party was going to do, a shrill scream suddenly came from the iron gate of the school. Immediately afterwards, there was a white shadow that suddenly fell from the iron door and landed at my feet. I took a deep breath, took a closer look, and realized it was a white cat. The white cat was starving, skinny, and dirty, almost like a wild cat. But I immediately understood, this must be the concern of the female ghost, right? Maybe it's her pet. The white cat actually knelt on the ground with its front legs and kept kowtowing to us, and then 2 lines of hot tears silently fell from the corners of its eyes. Ain Shin-yue looked at me worriedly. I nodded to her and motioned for her to continue walking in the direction pointed by the jade lantern. This time, the direction of the candlelight turned out to be the way we came. We could only turn back now, and the dirty white cat followed closely behind us. Just like that, Yuding actually took us all the way to a villa. I breathed a sigh of relief. If nothing else happened, this villa should be the female ghost's home, right? I took a deep breath, walked up and knocked on the door. It was very dark in the villa, and it seemed that the owner had already fallen asleep. I don't know if I can wake up the people inside. After knocking for a few times, there was finally movement inside the door, which was the sound of walking. I originally thought that the other party would come to open the door for us, but the footsteps were just walking in the living room, and the lights were not even turned on. I frowned, wondering if we were in the wrong place. Looking at the candlelight of the jade lantern, it is indeed biased towards this villa, that's right. I'm a bit at a loss. At this moment, a gentle female voice came from inside. Who is it? Excuse me, is anyone missing in your house? I asked quickly. After a period of silence, a rough man's voice came. No, you are looking in the wrong place. As soon as he finished speaking, there was another faint sound of a woman crying inside. This woman's crying made my scalp tingle. It didn't sound like a human being crying at all, but more like a ghost crying or a wolf howling. Ain Shin-yue suddenly tugged at the corner of my clothes and said with a worried look on her face, Brother Zhang, look, this candle is almost extinguished. What should I do? I immediately took a look at the jade lamp, and sure enough, the candle flame was swaying so much that it was almost extinguished. I suddenly had a headache. If the jade lantern goes out, the female ghost will definitely wander around and will no longer be restrained by the jade lantern. Then we will definitely suffer. Without saying anything, I immediately said to Ain Shin-yue, don't let the jade lantern go out. Let's go and get out of here. This villa is not normal. After saying that, I turned around and walked in front, followed closely by Ain Shin-yue. At this time, a faint female voice came from the villa, don't go, haha, don't go. Now I am sure that there must be something unclean in the villa. In my heart, I scolded the female ghost in the jade lamp 1,000 times. I went through all the trouble to help you fulfill your wish, but you led me to a ghost house. You really don't know what is good and what is evil. But just after taking 2 steps, Ain Shin-yue screamed, no, Brother Zhang, the jade lantern went out. Destroyed? I frowned and immediately looked back. Sure enough, the jade lamp held by Ain Shin-yue had been extinguished long ago, without leaving any sparks. My face suddenly darkened. He took Ain Shin-yue's hand and without saying a word, shouted, run. There are villas all around here, and they all have the same specifications. There is no reference at all. I don't remember the way I came here, so I can only wander around. As we ran, I could vaguely hear footsteps following us closely behind us. Moreover, the footsteps did not belong to one person, but rather to the sound of 3 people. 3 more people appeared from nowhere? I didn't dare to look back, but I couldn't help but be curious. Finally, I happened to find a mirror at a corner. It was a convex mirror used to indicate vehicles. I immediately looked up and glanced in the mirror. You won't know until you see it, but you will be shocked when you see it. Right behind us, there were 3 people whose whole bodies were burned. Their skin was black, their eyes were bulging, and their faces could not be seen clearly. And it's so close to us that you can even touch us if you take a few steps forward. Ain Shin-yue was so frightened that she cried and asked me with pale face, who was this person? I said, stop talking nonsense, follow me and run. I followed a straight line this time, and I couldn't believe that I couldn't escape. But it turned out that I really couldn't run out, and before we knew it, we walked to the villa again. Go in and sit down, haha, a faint voice said. As the saying goes, ghosts are afraid of evil people. I think I should behave more fiercely, otherwise the more cowardly I am, the more arrogant the other party will be. Then he said, I took you to find your home with good intentions, but you want to harm me, be careful I beat you to death. Ha, come in and sit down, the female voice said again. Ain Shin-yue asked me what to do with tears in her eyes. I said bravely, keep running. However, as soon as I finished speaking, there was another sound of footsteps in the villa, and the sound was very rapid, as if someone was running down from the second floor and walking towards us. The sound was very loud, and it didn't sound like the footsteps of a ghost at all. Could it be that there was someone in the villa? Just when I was wondering, I suddenly heard a voice coming from inside the villa, Zhang Jiolin. Someone is calling my name? I felt even more uneasy. He stared at the devil-like door in stunned silence. The door of the villa opened from the inside, and a tall and thin figure walked out. The figure had an expressionless face, with bangs covering half of his face, and was carrying a long blue sword. When I saw him, I almost screamed. T-shirt man turned out to be a T-shirt man. Why is he here? Before I could speak, the man in the T-shirt stuck out 2 fingers and blocked my mouth. Stop talking, keep walking south, don't look back, don't turn, and meet at your antique store. I nodded repeatedly, grabbed Ain Shin-yue's hand and rushed south. The man in the T-shirt followed me for a few steps and reminded, remember, don't look back, otherwise you too will die. The things in this villa are beyond your ability, and even I am a little helpless. My mind was in a mess. What exactly was hidden in this villa? Even the man in the T-shirt is helpless? However, the appearance of the T-shirt man still made me feel at ease. I always feel warm when he is around. I followed the T-shirt man's instructions and walked all the way south. I knew that if I walked all the way south, I would definitely be able to get back to the antique store. Once I got to the store, it would be safe. But when she was about to run out of the villa, Ain Shin-yue suddenly let out an ouch, collapsed on the ground, and let go of my hand. I was shocked, and my first thought was to turn around and help Ain Shin-yue up. But just when I was about to turn around, I suddenly remembered what the man in the T-shirt said, so I asked what happened to Ain Shin-yue first. Ain Shin-yue said that I sprained my ankle and couldn't walk. Zhang Jiolin, please carry me on your back. What did you call me just now? Zhang Jiolin. I sneered, you are not Ain Shin-yue. After that, I shouted, Ain Shin-yue, where are you? In front of me, Ain Shin-yue's voice came, Brother Zhang, hurry up. I cursed secretly and hurriedly chased after him. Fortunately, I walked out of the villa area all the way. After leaving the villa area, those things seemed to stop chasing us. Everything around us started to become normal, and I breathed a sigh of relief. And just like that, I made my way back to the antique shop. He turned on all the lights in the room and sat on the sofa, finally feeling a little more comfortable. Ain Shin-yue looked at me breathlessly, Brother Zhang, it's so exciting. Isn't it too exciting? I feel like horror movies and the like are nothing compared to what I experienced tonight. I looked at her dumbfounded, if you want excitement, go to that villa now. I won't stop you. Ain Shin-yue smiled and said that you are so cruel and ruthless that you can bear to watch a beautiful woman die. I asked Ain Shin-yue to put the jade lamp on the table, add some popularity oil to light it up, and then I breathed a sigh of relief. Ain Shin-yue turned into 100,000 Ys at this moment, and kept asking me why I wanted to find that white cat, and what was the mystery of that villa. I said that the white cat should be the deceased's pet. The deceased was worried about the white cat and naturally wanted to go back and look for it. As for the mystery behind that villa, I don't know, but it must be hiding a huge secret. I was very confused. It stands to reason that the female ghost of the jade lamp should return to her home, but why did she go to find that ghost villa? And Brother T-shirt appeared in the ghost villa. What happened? Just as I was thinking, there was a sudden sound of nails scratching on the security door of the antique store. As soon as this sound sounded, my nerves became tense again, and my eyes were fixed on the security door. Is something following? However, the sound of nails quickly disappeared and was replaced by a normal knock on the door. I bit the bullet and asked, "Who is it?" The voice of the man in the T-shirt came from outside the door. "It's me." "T-shirt man? How did he find it here?" I immediately opened the door to the considerate man. The man in the T-shirt looked haggard and tired, and he was holding the white cat in his arms. As soon as the white cat came in, it immediately jumped out of the T-shirt man's arms, walked to the jade lamp, lay down obediently, closed its eyes, and began to sleep. The man in the T-shirt asked, "Is there anything to eat?" I immediately said yes, yes. After that, I asked the man in the T-shirt to sit on the sofa for a while, and I went to make a bowl of tomato braised noodles for the man in the T-shirt. After the man in the T-shirt finished eating the noodles, he became aloof again. I quickly asked the man in the T-shirt what the hell was going on. Why did he appear in that villa? The man in the T-shirt said, "I squatted outside the villa for 3 days and 3 nights without eating or drinking water, just waiting for the 2 dead souls to appear. But just when I was about to subdue them, I was alarmed by you. As a result, not only did the plan fail, but I almost lost my life." After hearing this, I immediately apologized to the man in the T-shirt. I didn't expect that my reckless behavior would cause so much trouble to the man in the T-shirt. The man in the T-shirt waved his hand and said it was okay, what was supposed to come would come, and nothing could be done to stop it. Afterwards, the man in the T-shirt looked at the jade lantern and asked me if it was the lantern of 10,000 corpses. I can tell the origin of this lamp at a glance, and I admire the man in the T-shirt with all my heart. I immediately nodded and said yes. The man in the T-shirt nodded thoughtfully and asked, "Where did you get the corpse lamp? If you go out with a corpse lamp in the middle of the night, no wonder something will happen." I sighed helplessly and quickly told the man in the T-shirt exactly what I had experienced these past few days. Ain Shin-yue also showed the T-shirt man the video from last night. After reading it, the man in the T-shirt frowned and asked me if I had any grudge against the people of Lonquan Villa. Lonquan Villa? The man in the T-shirt said this, and I was confused. I had never heard of Lonquan Villa, and I had no idea what the man in the T-shirt meant. I quickly asked the man in the T-shirt, "What does Lonquan Villa mean? Why would he insist that I have a grudge against Lonquan Villa?" The man in the T-shirt asked, "You really don't know?" I quickly shook my head and said I didn't know. I originally thought that the man in the T-shirt would do some popular science with me and introduce the origins of Lonquan Villa. Who knew that the man in the T-shirt just said lightly, "It's okay if you don't know. It will save you trouble." How could I suppress my curiosity? After my repeated questioning, the man in the T-shirt finally spoke. "This lantern of 10,000 corpses belongs to Lonquan Villa. Lonquan Villa is a famous family in the world of ghosts, and it has a very bad reputation. How should I put it? It is not an exaggeration to say that they are ghost killers, because they undertake a lot of murder business, and most of the people they kill are businessmen in this industry. Their method of killing is also very special. They don't shoot and poison like ordinary killers. Instead, they sell an extremely vicious evil object to the victim and use it to take the other person's life. If I were not here today, you too would have died in the villa." I took a breath and felt scared, but Ain Shin-yue's expression was a bit unbelieving. I have heard of the object killers before, but I always felt that they were thousands of miles away from me, and perhaps we would never have any interactions with them in this life. But who would have thought? I unexpectedly got into trouble with the femininity killers so quickly and almost died in their hands. Just thinking about it now gives me countless goosebumps on my back. I'm confused as to why the man in the T-shirt is here. Could it be that he had already seen that I was in danger of suffering a bloody disaster and would be targeted by the evil killer, so I was prepared early? But the man in the t-shirt waved his hand and said, "I'm not as powerful as you think. I was just asked to investigate the cause of death of that family. I didn't expect to meet you by such a coincidence." "Yes, it's just a coincidence." I quickly asked the man in the t-shirt what was so special about that villa, and even he felt scared. The man in the t-shirt said, "That villa is not simple. Many people must have died. Tomorrow you come with me to explore the inside." I said yes repeatedly. Ain Shin-yue also volunteered to take her with her. The man in the t-shirt raised his head and glanced at Ain Shin-yue. He wanted to say something, but in the end he didn't say it, so he agreed. I knew that the man in the t-shirt had not slept for 3 days and 3 nights, so I asked him to go to the bedroom to take a nap, but he refused and just spent the night on the sofa. Ain Shin-yue and I were lying in the bedroom, but we couldn't fall asleep. I was too scared to sleep, but Ain Shin-yue was too excited to sleep. Longquan Villa? I asked myself, I haven't offended anyone, right? Why would anyone hire a fetish killer to deal with me? Could he be the enemy of grandpa or father? But my grandfather and father have been doing business honestly all their lives, so they shouldn't have any enemies. I smiled bitterly, feeling that the 4 words Longquan Villa were like a big stone, pressing on my heart and making me breathless. As soon as it got dark, I got up and found that the man in the t-shirt was meditating on the sofa. It felt weird. I went to buy 3 portions of soy milk and fried dough sticks. After a brief meal, the man in the t-shirt started to take action. He asked me to take the white cat, the jade lantern, and 2 shovels and head to the villa area. When they arrived at the villa area, the man in the t-shirt did not go in directly, but made a phone call first. Not long after, a Mercedes-Benz parked near us. In the Mercedes-Benz, a fat man with a big belly got out. The fat man had a slick back hair. Judging from his appearance and temperament, he should be a nouveau riche. This should be the employer of the t-shirt man, right? The fat man walked up to the man in the t-shirt respectfully and asked about the progress of the matter. When he learned that he had not succeeded last night, the fat man was a little scared and quickly asked the man in the t-shirt if there would be any problem. The man in the t-shirt said no, and then asked him to take us into the villa. The fat man nodded quickly, and then cautiously asked the man in the t-shirt our identities. Maybe he didn't want too many people to know about it. The man in the t-shirt casually said he was an assistant, and the fat man didn't ask any more questions, but I noticed that he looked at Ain Shin-yue strangely. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry, thinking that Ain Shin-yue was such a beauty that almost no man could resist her temptation. However, Ain Shin-yue seemed to hate this fat man. She deliberately hugged me and walked very close to me. This was a warning to the fat man that she was already married to a famous woman, so don't be mean again. The man in the t-shirt took us all the way to the door of the villa, but I suddenly found a trace of blood on the cat hole of the door of the villa. I just wanted to remind the man in the t-shirt, but the man in the t-shirt shook his head at me and signaled me to stop talking. I couldn't figure out why he did this, but I also knew that the man in the t-shirt must have his own purpose for doing this, so I stopped talking. When the fat man went to open the door, he also noticed the bloodstains on the cat's eyes and told the man in the t-shirt about this discovery in horror. The man in the t-shirt nodded and said, "It seems that your cousin's family has been killed, and they died unjustly. That's why the blood marks are left. This is to show that they will never give up if they don't take revenge." The fat man suddenly broke out in a sweat. He quickly wiped it away and asked, "Are there really ghosts in the world?" The man in the t-shirt said calmly, "Why do you care about whether there is a ghost or not, but not about your cousin's life or death? Didn't you ask me to come here just to find your missing cousin?" The fat man coughed awkwardly and said, yes, by the way, how did my cousin die?" Seeing the fat man's abnormal behavior, I knew there was something wrong with him. His cousin's death must be related to him. The man in the t-shirt said he didn't know yet and asked the fat man to open the door. The fat man immediately opened the door with fear and took us into the villa. It was a bit cold in the villa and gave people an eerie feeling. Many areas of the living room were covered with dust, but some areas were still clean, as if half of them had been cleaned and the other half had not yet been cleaned. The man in the t-shirt looked at me and said, "Light the jade lamp." I nodded immediately and lit the jade lamp. The candlelight of the jade lantern slowly burned to red and was tilted in a certain direction, but there was obviously no wind in the living room at this time.